Hey everyone, Merry Christmas Eve if you happen to celebrate that particular holiday. This is definitely going to be my last pickup video for the year. I'm most likely going to get some more stuff after the Christmas holiday, so I'll save that for whenever I decide to do another pickup video. But I got a nice big stack here, along with two other ones I have hidden beneath me. But I honestly think I want to just start with these two. I'm still in shock that I actually found these at decent prices. So first of all, I got Crash 2. And I hate the glare on this. This is so bad, but it's only 15 bucks. And I also happen to get Crash 3 for the same price. Yeah, okay, I really do have to zoom in. What? Oh, there we go. There we go. Now I have the angle right, yeah. But I honestly thought those games would be higher. Maybe because the collection is out. People don't feel the need to want to search for the original, so they're not priced as high. That's always likely. I also managed to... yeah, I think I got most of these during Black Friday. I just waited until now to show some of them off, but... got Modern Warfare 2 for only $4, along with 3 also for only... oh, this one was $6, but... still ain't bad. And you know, my replay always has this thing going on when they're like, oh yeah, if you buy like 5 games, you get a 6th one for free if it's under 10 bucks. And a lot of the games are just under 10 bucks, so... oh man, I can't wait to finally get my haircut later today. I'm gonna look a completely different person. Okay. Now I have a small stack of PS2 games. This one I only got because a couple of my friends told me that these are actually good. I got Medal of Honor European Assault. I was told that these PS2 Medal of Honor games are actually pretty solid, so I might have to try it out myself one day. And you know me, because I had to get this because I'm a fan. I guess Scooby-Doo First Frights for only 15 bucks. There was also a sequel. Oh, it does have the manual in it. Yeah, I forgot to do that. Let me actually see. I'm pretty sure this one does. Like, most of the time, you can just tell by just holding the case, and you can immediately know. Yep, this one does. I don't think this one. Oh, this one's just tiny. But yeah, all of them have manuals. Even the PS2 ones have manuals in them. Because, no, PS1. Because the PS1 game, their covers were the manuals. Like, the manual and the cover were the same thing. Very intuitive design. But now, the next one I want to show you is Justice League Heroes. I never thought I would be able to find a copy of this, let alone for $15. This was essentially DC's version of Ultimate Alliance and X-Men Legend. I have not played this for myself yet, but I really want to play it for the channel at some point. Let me know if any of you are interested in me playing this. Like, I'm probably going to do it at some point anyway, but I'll get to it faster if people actually want me to play this, because this is insane. I've only seen gameplay of it. I don't even know what the story is, but I'm so excited to play this for myself. What else is on here? Okay. I want to make sure I'm not picking up the same games. But next I got the Kung Fu Panda game for only 8 bucks. I heard it's actually pretty decent, and I should definitely stay away from the sequels. So I'm going to assume that my audience is most likely correct and not even bother with the later two. Or maybe we're wrong and we'll actually give them a decent chance, but I heard the first one's actually pretty good, so that's actually going to get covered on the channel at some point. Speaking of the channel, these two are definitely ones I will not be able to cover because, unfortunately, they're great games, but they're two Star Wars games. Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, and Jedi Knight 2. Oh, god damn these titles. It's Jedi Outcast, and that's Jedi Knight 2. And then Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy is Jedi Outcast 3. God, those titles. And that's not even including Dark Forces. But yeah, unfortunately, neither one of these games have their manuals in them. Like, I know that for a fact. Yup. They feel way too light. But the music. I don't want to have to go through, not only, well, Lucas is not in charge anymore. I don't want to have to go through Disney. I'm a tiny little channel. I'm not trying to do stuff like that. If there was a way I could cover like Star Wars games and other games with like heavy licensed music, then I would do it. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know, because I would love to play these older Star Wars games. I have most of them on the shelf already. I'm pretty sure I presented this at one point. I want to say I did, but I can't remember. But I somehow found another copy of Ninja Gaiden Black. Well, it's technically meant to be black, but they don't call on the game like they normally would. But yeah, this is the first 3D Ninja Gaiden game that came out originally on the Xbox before they became multi-platform. I'm gonna play this game at one point, but ooh, that's going to be a fun ride because the combat in those games are insane. And the craziest thing is the first one is still the best one by far. Oh, I really want to play 4 now. If I have some money, I'll definitely buy 4 because I've been desperate to play that. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Next two we have here are Saints Row 1 for 15 bucks. And of course, Ben 10 Alien Force for 10 bucks. You guys knew that if I did Protector of Earth, I was going to have to get to the sequels eventually. This is the sequel. So far, I have one of them. I still need to get the Alien Force. I know I still need to get the 2 Ultimate Ben 10 games, but I'm at a good start right now. Wait, did Kung Fu Panda come with the manual? Yes. Yeah. I haven't lost my touch. Thanks, bro. Nope. Yep, I was right. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised because when you factor in how rare some of these games are or how popular some of these games are, you would expect them to cost a little bit more. But no. Most of the games I've shown off to you guys so far have been, each one has been less than 15 or less so far. And depending, and you know, I value you guys' opinion and stuff, so let me know what you think. But I like to say that so far I've shown you guys some pretty good games. And these next few are going to be pleasant surprises. So all of you know that one of my goals is to collect every single Spider-Man game, 3D ones at least so far, and have physical copies of them. And I am close to doing that. I already own the Insomniac trilogy digitally, but I wanted to get physical copies of each. So I went and I got the original game from like 2018 when that game came out, and it was only 10 bucks. I already own it, and it was part of the deal from Black Friday where I could get it for free because it was exactly $10. So I was like, yeah, I'll hop on that. What do I want to do next? Okay, let's do this one because I'm curious about how many of you have heard of this game. This is Airblade. This is essentially a Tony Hawk game that is a 3D open world Like, no, I'm sorry. It's a 3D platform essentially where you're riding a hoverboard instead of a skateboard. But you get to do grinds like a Tony Hawk. You do tricks. You you can swing off poles. It's literally a parkour game with a hoverboard. So think like Underground 2, but with a hoverboard. And there's like a whole story behind it, and cutscenes, and voice acting. It's insane. I definitely have to play this at some point. I'm trying to remember. If you guys want more information about it, you can watch Square Eye Jack's video on it. He's the big Tony Hawk fan, and he has covered basically not only every Tony Hawk game, but also the handheld versions of those games, and all of the Tony Hawk clones that have came out, as well as all the remakes and reboots and the remasters, and the re-releases, the re-everything. Alright, we're down to our last few. First off, I got the Transformers movie game for $6. I will not lie, I am not a fan of most of those movies. The first one's great. The second and third one are problematic. Bumblebee was decent. I was pretty much done after 3. It became blatantly obvious that Michael Bay was literally making those movies just so that he can fund the movies he actually wanted to do. It was the same thing with the Turtles. Like, he didn't care. It was just like, yeah, I can just milk this as much as I can until I can get the money for my next real project. I'm just glad Hollywood finally realized that he's good at making, you know, good fight scenes, but everything else, Alright. 4 more. And we got a double feature here that I happen to find at the same store somehow. We got Jimmy Neutron, Attack of the Twonkies for $7. And we also have the other one, the Jet Fusion game. Tell me if either one of you, or any of you I should say, have played either one of these before. Let me know, because I want to know if they're actually good or bad, and if they're even worth touching. Oh wow. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I think my dad's carpeting. Because we're supposed to have a family over here. So give me a second. Let me wait for him to finish doing that, and then we'll get to the last 2. Alright, everybody. I am down to the last 2 games. And while I was waiting for him to finish, I remember to actually calculate how much all this cost me. Because some of this was from Black Friday, some of this stuff was from earlier in December. I didn't buy them all at once, but I do have most of the receipt. So I was able to, you know, calculate exactly how much. But now I am down to probably... Also, give me an opinion about, out of all these games I've shown you so far, which one do you think is the most rare slash obscure? I'm trying to push them as far as I can without just tipping over the entire stack. Yeah, but everything here, which one do you think is the most rare? Anything from here or these next 2? We have Omnimusha 1 and Omnimusha 2. Well, we got $10 and $13. Yeah. And they're complete. I thought this would be more rare because Omnimusha was a classic PlayStation series that doesn't have a lot of attention anymore because most of the games were only on PS2. It's the same unfortunate thing that happened to my man Sly. He only gets 1 game in the PS3 era, and then he's just gone. No, it's exactly what happened to Jack and Daxter. They only have the 3 games plus the racing game, and then they never get to move on to any other consoles. They're just stuck on the PS2. And what I mean is they don't have any new games for the PlayStation 3, 4, or 5. Unlike Ratchet and Clank, who managed to do exactly that. Even the remake of the first game is more like a new game than, you know, just a remaster of the first game. At least they did stuff differently in that. Which I am going to cover the Ratchet movie game, because that's really what it is. Like, for those of you who don't know, that remake of Ratchet and Clank. I think it came out in 2016. I think. Yeah, no, literally, the game was made to tie in with the movie, but rather than making cutscenes for the game, they just took literal scenes from the movie. And now, unfortunately, because of how the cutscenes look, or because of how the scenes look, it's hard for me to tell whether or not these were cutscenes made for the game, and then they just took the same style and copied it for the movie, or were these all from the movie, and instead of making custom cutscenes for the game, they were like, oh, just take the movie scenes and make those the cutscenes, like we used to do in the PS2 era. Not even, no, the PS1 era. Like, all the Toy Story cutscenes were just scenes for the movie, because it's like, yeah, no, that's part of the appeal of playing a movie game at that time, was seeing scenes from the movie. I'm sorry, I just went on a whole tangent, but that really irked me. Alright, but that is honestly the last of the games, and all together, and I'm rounding this with a little bit of tax, and I'll put the price up here. It was $177 in total. Again, I didn't buy them all at once. I think this is the culmination of like 3 separate trips, because unless there's something really rare that I have to get at that moment, I usually don't spend more than $100. Because you guys have seen just how much stuff I can get for $100 in total. But I am so happy to finally present these to you guys, because now I can finally have to go put them on the shelf and figure out where the heck they're gonna go. And if you saw my shelf video, you know that I really have to think about where I'm putting these games to make sure everything fits. Especially when it comes to the PS2 games, because unfortunately they take up so much space, and these shelves are not, they're not as adjustable as some other shelving units. Like, maybe I might have to like drill a hole just so I can do that myself, maybe. But that's a conversation for another time. That's going to be it for me, guys. Again, Merry Christmas Eve. I hope all of you have a happy holidays. I hope all of you are off today. My own brother has to go into work. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't want to, but the man's got to make his money. But happy holidays, everybody. I will see you all later with another video. Wait. Yeah, today's Wednesday, so Slide 3 on Friday. Thank you all for the great year. This is definitely not going to be my last video of the year, because I do have something planned for New Year's. So, until then, everybody, happy holidays again. I'll see you all later. Peace.